I was able to find an Irishman down in the basement of this building, and he agreed to speak. So let me introduce a friend of mine, State Representative Matthew Shea.
How's everybody doing? Man, look at this. You guys, in Scripture, there's a story about Benaiah who went down into the lion's den on a snowy day. I love that. Let's embrace the weather here. We will never, ever, ever give up. We will never back down in defending our right to bear arms. So it was interesting, the Seattle Times said that calling Matt Shea a domestic terrorist actually has made him more popular. I love that. They're finally figuring it out. And the fact is, they're trying to label us all domestic terrorists. They're trying to use those labels and then use red flag laws to silence opposition. It is a Marxist tactic. It is a Marxist strategy, and we are always going to fight Marxism in America. The socialists will not win. Now, I want to tell you a quick story. How many of you have ever heard of Vladimir Vinikov? Maybe a couple of you? 1941, Operation Barbarossa, the National Socialists invade Ukraine. And they come to Kharkiv, Ukraine, and they come to a house. The Nazi sympathizers try to take the cow of a family in that town. And a young man, Vladimir Vinikov, all he had was a pitchfork, a wooden pitchfork, because of course they'd been disarmed by then. And the Nazi sympathizers tried to take the cow. He fought them off with the pitchfork. And then real Nazis came back and arrested him. And as he's sitting in the basement of a makeshift prison, his mom comes to the window of that basement window of this makeshift prison, which was really a house. And he's crying and he says to his mom, "I'm so sorry, Mom, I shouldn't have fought back." And she said, "Son, never apologize for defending your family." Now, the National Socialists took Vladimir into slave labor for years. And when he was finally able to come home, you know what he came home to? A family. Because the Nazis left the cow when they took Vladimir. Vladimir was my father-in-law. And when they came to take the cows of Ammon Bundy in Nevada, I wasn't going to stand by and back down. When they came to take the liberty of the Hammond family, which was pardoned by President Trump, thank God, I wasn't going to be sitting on my duff back in Washington State. When they came to take the firearms rights of a veteran in North Idaho, I was going to stand with the county sheriff and say, no, that's not going to happen on our watch. This isn't about one person. It's not about President Trump or Matt Shea. It's about we the people. We're just standing in the way. We all need to be on the line, standing for the right to bear arms, standing for all of our liberties, the right to life, the right to liberty, the right to property, and the ability to defend the same. That is what it means to be American. Now, I want to end with a couple of things very quickly. I talked about this weaponization of political labels.
Label lynching.
Label lynching. We shouldn't be surprised they're trying to do that because they can't win when we argue the truth. We got the truth on our side. They can't win. All they can do is label us. So don't be surprised if you get labeled. Don't let it distract you. Keep fighting. Keep up the fight. Don't let it talk to your legislators. And I'm going to say this. You know, I find it interesting that Antifa hasn't been investigated.
Exactly.
After all of the things they've done, I find it interesting that John Brown Gun Club hasn't been investigated when somebody who is wearing their baseball cap tries to firebomb a federal facility in Western Washington. I find it interesting the Socialist Rifle Association hasn't been investigated, even though a member of that organization issued a death threat against me and my family. I find it interesting that Redneck Revolt hasn't been investigated, even though they posted a terror training manual online. That is interesting, don't you think? I think so too. The fact of the matter is, the real enemies of this country aren't being investigated. The real enemies of this country aren't being looked into. The real enemies of this country aren't being reported on by the media. The real enemies of this country want to destroy the Constitution. They want to destroy everything we believe in. I love this country. I served 2 tours overseas in combat, and I came back, and this is a new battlefield for us, isn't it? And this new battlefield, this political battlefield, we should never back down. We should never quit. We should never give in to those that want to destroy our Constitution. We need to stand up for it because we love this country, we love America, and we want our children to experience freedom as well. God bless you guys. Thank you for being out here. We'll see you